August 31st, we return to where it all began. It's the most anticipated night of 2019. Moxley versus Omega. Hangman versus Jericho. Who will be the first to raise the AEW World Championship? All Elite Wrestling presents All Out Live. Saturday, August 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern. Only on pay-per-view.
Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida, Daly's Place, and this is the buy-in for Fight for the Fallen, and you can tell everyone amped up here at Daly's Place for this one. Another piece of history coming at you from All Elite Wrestling, our third show, and we are so excited about it here. I will tell you that this is Alex Marvez. This is my tag team partner, Excalibur, and we're ready for a night and a fight that we're never going to forget.
Well, Alex, before we get to Fight for the Fallen, we have the buy-in right now. And if you haven't already, head over to BR Live if you're in the US or Canada, or internationally, head over to Fight TV to get Fight for the Fallen coming up just about 45 minutes time. And Alex, what do they have to look forward to there tonight?
Oh my goodness, we have a plethora of matches, if you will. One of the big ones, Brandy is going to be squaring off against Allie. And I tell you, Brandy sort of maybe offering a little bit of peace, you know what I mean, toward Allie entering this one. Will she stick to it? That's what I'm wondering about Brandy and Allie coming up. This is a big one. Brandy returning for her first match in AEW.
And after that, we will have a dream match, a first-time ever meeting when Kenny Omega takes on Shima. These are two men that have made their careers in the nation of Japan, but despite being concurrent, they have never faced off in the ring. That's one for the ages.
And speaking of never facing off before, Dustin Rhodes and his brother Cody, they are squaring off against the Young Bucks. This is a dream match itself. The Brotherhood against the Bucks. The Bucks have never faced Dustin, only faced Cody once. This is going to be legendary. We'll tell you this, here comes Justin Roberts with our ring introduction. Let's start this thing off.
Our opening contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by the librarian, Leva Bates. From Carson City, Nevada, weighing 182 pounds, he is the librarian, Peter Avalon.
Excalibur, we got to keep a little low here. We talked to Peter before the match, and Peter said that he didn't want a lot of noise. He wanted this to be very study-like for him, very librarian-like. And that's what we're getting right now. But some of the people just not offering respect.
Well, Alex, as somebody that's known Peter since he began training, he is not worthy of my respect. I will say that. And he is, I would say, a chilly reception. He's actually have a very vociferous reception here at Daly's Place Amphitheater.
Pardon me, pardóname for my Spanish friends. Please hush down, seeing as this is a library. I want to let each and every one of you know that I have something very important to tell you.
Doesn't look like Peter Avalon will get the chance as Sonny Kiss and the roar of the Jaguars make it their way to the ringside and electrify Daly's Place.
Sounded just like TIAA Bank Stadium when the Jags are on a roll, right? And Sonny Kiss excited about this, a man who has a dance background himself.
Jackson's there.
Jackson DeVille, indeed, the mascot of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Great part is I bet you Sonny choreographed this whole thing.
And his opponent, from Jersey City, New Jersey, weighing 188 pounds, the Concrete Rose, Sonny Kiss.
Well, Sonny Kiss making his way to the ring for his first ever singles match here in AEW. And I'm not sure anybody's had a bigger entrance for their first singles match here.
Oh, it's pretty darn solid. We're in the Jalen Ramsey jersey, one of the top players in the NFL, an outstanding defensive back, a little homage to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are in their house tonight for Fight for the Fallen.
And it looks like Bryce Remsburg trying to eject Jackson DeVille from the ringside area.
I think he might be Jackson DeVille, the second most popular masked man beside you.
We were able to get a look at Sonny Kiss during the Casino Battle Royale at the buy-in for Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. And a very impressive performance, though. Unfortunately for Sonny, the night ended a little earlier than he would have liked.
Well, Tommy Dreamer will never forget it, I'll tell you that. Little kiss my sass heading his way, trying to deliver that same type of energy, that same type of action toward Peter Avalon.
The bell has rung. Bryce Remsburg, the official in charge of the action. Peter Avalon, the librarian, taking on Sonny Kiss to kick off Fight for the Fallen, the buy-in. And as I mentioned earlier, head over to BR Live if you're in the US or Canada. And internationally, Fight TV will be your source to get Fight for the Fallen.
You know, and people, let me tell you this. Peter Avalon, exactly. He wants everyone to be quiet. Sonny Kiss, not about all that.
Sonny Kiss goes for the kick. Peter catches, flips over. Sonny Kiss on his feet. Slides through the legs over the top. Sonny Kiss, very athletic. Cazadora, nope, reversed. Peter with the shove. Peter Avalon building up ahead of steam, hits the ropes. Sonny Kiss in behind, step up, Hurricane Rana takes down Avalon. Avalon up to his feet, Cazadora again. This time, Kiss, oh, with the split.
Oh, man.
Arm drag into the split. Beautiful technique by Sonny Kiss.
He is so athletic. I mean, just crazy.
Oh, my triple back handspring into the slap.
On the twerk.
Suckers him in. Shot to the midsection, kick to the chest. High roundhouse kick caught by Avalon. Brings Kiss down into a split and a shot right to the jaw. 1, 2 count. Sonny Kiss able to break free.
He nailed him, man.
Now the chin lock being applied by Peter Avalon.
You know, it's interesting. Peter looks in fantastic shape, right? Especially for a librarian.
How dare you? I know some very fit librarians.
Yeah, I don't know about as fit as Peter Avalon, but he told me backstage interview where his edge is in a match like this, the mental gymnastics he puts himself through every day.
Well, we did see a couple weeks ago at Fighter Fest. Oh, Peter Avalon. Beautiful leg lariat taking Sonny Kiss off his feet. That the relationship between Peter Avalon, the librarian, and Leva Bates, the librarian. Oh, 1, 2, a very lackadaisical cover there from Avalon. It's a complicated relationship, to say the least.
It is, and Peter has one fan that we know of, and it's Leva Bates. Really, that's about it. This is a guy who is universally disliked. People dislike the librarian, except for Leva.
And it looks like Peter Avalon does have some romantic intentions, as we've seen on Being the Elite, the YouTube series. But, oh, Sonny Kiss reversing the suplex attempt. Cover, hook of the leg, 1, 2. 2 count only. Oh, Avalon, though, right back up to his feet. Picture perfect drop kick. Taking Sonny Kiss off his feet, 1, 2.
Count of 2. By the way, Peter Avalon, you know where he was at 10 a.m. today with Leva Bates? Jacksonville Library. That's when it opens here in Duval County. Yes, indeed. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Spend as much time as they could there trying to get ready for this one.
That is more information than I expected. Sonny Kiss set to the outside. Pretty Peter begging off with Bryce Remsburg. Now Leva Bates actually picking Sonny Kiss up. And what does she have in mind? She's just gently, that's odd. She just gently put Sonny Kiss back in the ring. I think Avalon was expecting some underhanded tactics from Leva Bates.
Yeah,
but
put the boots to him or something, right?
But Leva didn't have that in mind. But now Sonny Kiss firing up. Avalon needed the midsection, cuts him off. Now charge into the corner. Sonny Kiss. Axe kick to the crown of the head, flipping over the back of Avalon. Springing off the chest, drop salt, uppercut, and now Ducks the lariat, comes through, exploder in the center of the ring. Sonny Kiss up to his feet. Bicycle kick. Sonny
just went under it.
Just went into a bridge and then came back with a high kick to the face. Oh, this is the twerk. Salt from Sonny Kiss. Hook of the far leg, 1, 2. 2 count is Avalon able to kick out.
Now we know why Brandy Rhodes handpicked Sonny Kiss to the All Elite Wrestling roster. She saw
Leva Bates. Leva Bates distracting Sonny. Avalon pulled him into a pinning predicament, only getting a 2 count. And Ziguri rattling Sonny Kiss.
A little passive aggressive there on Leva Bates, right?
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of the distraction Peter was looking for earlier. Rolling senton now. Avalon up to the middle rope. Nobody home. Coming down on the midsection, knocking the wind out of him. Charging in, Sonny Kiss gets the boot up, kick to the face. Avalon knocked down. Sonny Kiss up to the middle. Oh! Kiss is in! Well, 3 count, Sonny Kiss victorious in singles competition here to kick off the buy-in for Fight for the Fallen.
The winner of this match, Sonny Kiss.
A tremendous victory for Sonny Kiss, bringing Jacksonville to their feet.
And you see that 20, that Jalen Ramsey jersey? Reverse the 2 and the O, you get 0 and 2. That's what the Librarians are now in All Elite Wrestling.
A losing record for both members of the, both Librarians here in AEW. But Sonny Kiss getting off to a hot start. You see the suplex reversal. Very nearly had the leg lariat. And the exploder center of the ring just dropping Avalon on the back. Such tremendous athleticism from Sonny Kiss. Avalon, though, still had a lot of fight left in him, but this was it. This was the end of the night. Kiss is in the leg drop, splitting leg drop, just crushing Avalon and securing Sonny Kiss.
Unbelievable. Hey, we are going to be heading back now to catch up with Jen Decker, who's going to be talking with Kip Sabian.
Thank you so much, guys. Once again, I am Jen Decker backstage with one half of tonight's main event, Dustin and Cody Rhodes. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you this evening. Cody, how does it feel to be able to give back to the city of Jacksonville, let alone victims of gun violence this evening?
One of the very first things we said when we said AEW was coming to Jacksonville was that proceeds from this show would authentically go to affect those affected by gun violence. To partner with the VAAC and the mayor's office and to be able to do that. Listen, it's amazing to be in the main event in this tag team dream match that I thought could never exist. But it does. But it is even more thrilling to be able to go out there and just give this giant check to a city that absolutely deserves it.
Now tonight, you're going to be facing off against the Young Bucks. How do you plan on controlling the pacing of this match, let alone keeping these guys on the mat?
Oh, I don't know if you can control the pacing of the Young Bucks, but that's the thing. They're all run and gun. They're all flippity-doo. They're all West Coast offense, but them having zero expectations of Dustin and myself is just this dangerous line of thinking, because what happens when we find a body part? When we attach to a body part, when we attack a body part. I mean, it's, like I said, West Coast offense. It's new school. But we're old school. And I like that.
To go on that, without the old school, there is no new school, Young Bucks. Tonight, the Brotherhood is in town, and I personally am going to power slam the both of you so hard that your souls will leave your bodies. You are only as good as we allow you to be. So, is it your night?
Ooh. Cody, before I let you guys go, I do have to ask you, the last time we saw you was at Fyter Fest, and after that vicious chair attack, are you feeling 100% for tonight's match?
If I wasn't 100%, I wouldn't be standing here. I could talk about Sean Spears and the type of individual he is, but I'll tell you this. The same satisfaction that comes when you beat somebody you gravely dislike, there is an equal satisfaction when you pick up one of your friends. In this case tonight, that being Matt or Nick Jackson. When you pick them up off the mat, you can look them in the eyes and know, hey, I was better than you. Tonight, I'm getting paid more than you. Tonight, we were better than you. Tonight, the Brotherhood is better than the Bucks.
The Brotherhood is here.
Back to you guys.
Well, obviously that was not Kip Sabian. That was Dustin and Cody, who will be taking on the Young Bucks. But before we get that, we have one more match here on the buy-in. Women's Tag Team Action.
Dr. Breaker DMD.
Excalibur, that DMD standing for Doctor of Medicine in Dentistry, a practicing dentist with an undergrad degree from Penn State, a doctorate from Pitt. Yes, those two schools don't like each other, but Britt Baker bringing it together educationally. Oh, and by the way, an unbelievable pro wrestler.
And her tag team partner from Shingawa City, Japan, Riho.
Riho picked up a huge victory over Nyla Rose and Yuka Sakazaki just 2 weeks ago at Fyter Fest. And now tonight in Tag Team Action, and already a fan favorite here in AEW.
Well, she is fantastic. The crazy part, too, she's actually the most experienced wrestler in this match, despite being the youngest, just 22 years old, but has already been in the ring for 13 years.
I mean, Alex, when you start wrestling at 9 years old.
9 years old, it's crazy.
And Riho, as we like to mention, is Kenny Omega's partner of choice when he finds himself in intergender matches, and she is poised to play a big role here in the women's division in All Elite Wrestling.
Really strange, too, because not a tag team that we've ever seen before. And neither is the one that we're about to see going against him.
And their opponents first, from Niigata, Japan, she is Shoko Nakajima.
The 147-centimeter kaiju.
Yes!
The big beast, Shoko Nakajima, making her all-elite wrestling debut. And you can see that title around her chest, actually. The Tokyo Princess of Princess Champion in Tokyo Joshi Pro. She has a lot of experience, well, more experience with Riho than Dr. Britt Baker, as this will be a first-time meeting for Shoko and Britt. But she and Riho have had a number of run-ins in the past.
And her tag team partner from Wellington, New Zealand, B. Priestley.
Bea Priestley making her all-elite wrestling debut. She was one of the early signees.
Yep, we've been waiting 5 months for this. Bea Priestley finally getting into an AEW ring, and she does so as a champion, doesn't she?
Yeah, in those 5 months, winning the World of Stardom Championship, the top singles title in the Stardom promotion in Japan. So this is a very interesting team where we have Stardom Wrestling's champion and Tokyo Joshi Pro's wrestling champion teaming up to face Britt Baker and Riho.
And interestingly enough, Bea Priestley and Shoko Nakajima have never wrestled each other. So this is a lot of firsts here. It's just a really interesting, fascinating match. And listen, these are some of the top technicians, men or women, in the game, Excalibur.
Yeah, a ton of technical ability here as Shoko Nakajima will start things off with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Aubrey Edwards, our referee for this match. And Nakajima 137 centimeters, 147 centimeters?
140, yeah, 10 centimeters here and there.
4 foot 11 inches tall. So the shortest woman in this match, giving up quite a bit of height to Dr. Britt Baker.
Listen, there's some irony, right? Her nickname is the Big Kaiju, which means big monster, but that stems from her love of Japanese monster movies. She compares herself to an Anguirus, a former foe, but now tag team partner of Godzilla.
Well, Nakajima taking Britt Baker down to the canvas. Now the side headlock, bringing her over.
By the way, this women's division is ridiculously stacked, isn't it?
The best in the world competing here in All Elite Wrestling. And that's the thing. You have champions from 2 separate promotions in Japan competing here in Jacksonville in a match that, quite frankly, 6 months ago, nobody would have ever considered possible.
Right, and this match has huge implications in the race to become the first All Elite Wrestling Women's World Champion. I know it's a tag team match, but trust me, the championship committee takes a look at the performance in this match. Who wins, who loses, it is ultimately going to figure in maybe some seeding when it comes to getting a title shot.
Oh, look at this. Nakajima tried to sneak through, but Britt grabs the tail, pulling her back out. Oh, boot to the toe kick, actually, to the stomach. Now bringing Nakajima back up. Big elbow strike, rattling her, sending her across the ring. Nakajima hits the corner, escapes out, goes underneath Britt Baker, floats through the middle, a shoulder to the midsection. Now Nakajima rolling through into the ropes, coming off. Dropkick takes her down. Shoko Nakajima, all action, and tags out to B. Priestley, who will see her first taste of action here in AEW.
Oh, man, and people are fired up to see B. Priestley. Can't blame them. She is, listen, one of the most improved performers in this business, getting a ton of work with Stardom in Japan.
Yeah, Stardom is her home promotion in Japan. A lot of international experience. She was announced from Wellington, New Zealand, actually born in the UK. Oh, arm drag there from Britt Baker. Goes behind into a pinning predicament. Only a 1 count. Priestley able to avoid pinfall. Now Baker, though, just dumps her over the top. But yeah, born in the UK, and now...
What's Britt doing? No.
Oh, she got confused, tagged out to Shoko Nakajima, and that's the thing. Britt was confused. That's what happens. Now diving body press from Riho. Hook of the leg, 1, 2. That's what happens in these unorthodox tag team scenarios. You're not used to it. You're sometimes just looking for a color on the apron. Riho and Shoko. Oh, look at that. Riho goes through the lariat, but caught in the crossbody. B. Priestley using her size advantage. Oh, just scoop and a slam.
I tell you, this has become so crowded. We're seemingly adding new top-tier talent by the show. Like you talked about, Shoko Nakajima, B. Priestley making their debuts. Uh-oh, I'm not feeling too good about Riho's arm right now.
Just stomping down on the
bend.
Yeah, the back of the elbow, attempting to hyperextend, dislocate. I'm not sure what. It was just ill intent.
You notice too, these are 4 individuals. It's a tag team match, obviously, but the wrestling is individuals, right? We're not getting double team maneuvers, anything like that. We're getting single style wrestling in a tag.
Definitely, it's just 1 in and 1 out. As now B. Priestley wrenching on that arm of Riho after she hit her with that dirty stomp, and Riho getting her toe over the bottom rope. Aubrey Edwards forcing the break.
And Britt really in no position to help at this point. She's still getting her bearings after taking a little bit of a beating herself.
And now here we see tag team action.
Yeah, the first thing that looks like a tag team match, right?
Double sledge, and that's the... there's certain moves in tag team wrestling that, despite the language barrier, is a bit of a lingua franca, and that's it. You just expose your opponent's arm, and now Shoko Nakajima just wrenching on that left arm of Riho.
Lingua franca?
Yeah, common tongue.
Latin?
No, lingua franca used to be French. The sailors would use it, but now it's...
See, we try to raise the bar here in the commentary team at All Elite Wrestling. We want to educate you as well. The librarians would be proud, for example.
Shouts to Coronado Public Library. And now B. Priestley tagging in, and there it is. The common tongue of tag team wrestling. You expose your opponent's limb, allow your partner to come in and attack it. They have identified the weakness that is Riho's arm, and they are fully concentrating their attacks on there.
By the way, Bea Priestley lists Chris Jericho as her wrestling inspiration growing up because of his charisma and what she describes as his rock star persona. Not like we need Chris's ego fed any more than it is. And by the way, Chris Jericho will have an open mic coming up later tonight on Fight for the Fallen. Don't forget, if you have not ordered in the UK, internationally, Fight TV is the place to do it so you can watch all of the action.
And BR Live in the United States and Canada as Bea Priestley tagging out to Shoko Nakajima. Now Nakajima just hammering that left arm of Riho. Britt Baker interjecting herself and now allowing Nakajima and Priestley to just take advantage of the diminished opponent.
Now that's what a tag team looks like, right?
Yeah, that was great instincts there. They saw a window of opportunity with Aubrey Edwards' back turned.
I'll be honest though, I mean, Britt Baker, you know, she may want Riho to lose so it can clear her path to the title. But nonetheless,
flipping neckbreaker there.
But nonetheless, she knows that this losing just doesn't help anybody in her position.
Yeah, she definitely wants the team to win, but would love to see Riho pick up an L. Her first loss in All Elite Wrestling, actually. She is undefeated both in the tag team and singles competition. And now Nakajima just repeatedly driving Riho's head into the canvas. No hook of the leg there. Riho able to kick out. Handstand into a splash. 1, 2. Oh, Riho bridging up, hits the ropes, coming back. Drop kick takes Nakajima off her feet.
Riho can fly, man. That's her game. When she's in the sky.
But if I were her, I wouldn't even have grabbed that chance ray. I would have just tagged out to Britt immediately. But it did not seem. Oh, I think Nakajima trying to fight out of it, but Britt Baker with those sledgehammer blows across the spine sends her into the corner. Charging in, rising knee strike, catching her under the jaw. Shoko Nakajima rattled. Hanging neckbreaker, 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Britt Baker maintaining control of Nakajima. 20-minute time limit for this match. Scoop. Oh no, Nakajima goes over the top. Neckbreaker of her own. Calling in Bea Priestley. And Riho not on the corner. Nowhere. Well, she's down on the corner. Nowhere to be of assistance to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Nakajima heading up top. Baker staggering. Go Nakajima, beautiful dropkick, but she knocked her right over to the corner. Now Riho tags in, knocks off Priestley from the apron.
Yeah, really sloppy by Shoko Nakajima there when it came to not controlling her
Kazadora into a pin. No, into a stomp. Riho seemingly refreshed, but Bea Priestley right there to cut her off at the pass. Riho charging in, Nakajima with the unorthodox Hurricanrana or Tierras, whatever you want to call it, but hits the 619.
And that white tail, that fluffy tail went a-flying. It's like a Bruiser Brody John Nord outfit, right?
In a manner of speaking. She's looking for that Northern Light suplex. That is one of her finishing moves. Nakajima throws a wild lariat. Riho able to duck under. Head scissors. The Tierras takes Shoko Nakajima across the ring, and now Riho hitting the ropes, looking for a 619 of her own, but Bea Priestley with that knockout shot. Sling blade. Boot to the midsection from Nakajima. Now Nakajima driving her face first into the canvas, and Riho, this is just broken down into a slugfest. Riho and Shoko standing toe-to-toe, center of the ring.
And listen, you are gonna, this action is just the cusp of what we've got going on. Fight TV to order internationally, UK. We're thinking about you. And of course, we are streaming live in the US and Canada on BR Live. Call your friends, tell them how to watch.
Ouch. Bea Priestley just starched her. And now Nakajima brought over to the corner, as was Riho. And now Priestley and Baker squaring off, and
oh, people want this.
Based on the look, the temperature inside the ring dropped about 25 degrees Celsius. Elbow strikes being exchanged. picking up where Nakajima and Riho left off, and a Donnybrook is broken out.
Oh, those forearms.
Baker with the duck under. Positions her into looking for the fisherman suplex. Boot to the midsection. Priestley trying to avoid the grasp of Britt Baker. Baker just hammering her with those elbow strikes. Sending her across. Priestley up off the top.
Knees.
Just smashing the face of Dr. Britt Baker. Only a 2 count.
These two have never wrestled, and you can just tell right away they hate each other. You know what I mean? You can feel it from here. It's palpable.
I think they see each other as perhaps the biggest competitors here in the women's. Huge super kick from Baker. Now Baker, butterfly suplex, just dumps Priestley over the top. Lateral press hook of the far leg. 2, no.
Excalibur, fair to say, winner of this match, front runner to win the AEW Women's title?
I wouldn't say front runner, but maybe top 5.
That's how deep this division is, isn't it?
Yes,
it really is.
Certain. Baker sending Priestley across the corner. Britt charging in, eats a boot. Riho charging in. Gets sent up and over the top, dump to the outside, but she hung on. High roundhouse kick now sends Riho to the floor. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, kicking Priestley in the face, charging in, and Nakajima comes in from behind, knocks Baker out to the floor. Shoko Nakajima hits the ropes. Tope Suicida! Crushing the competition on the outside.
Notice between the first and second ropes, by the way.
Yeah, taking advantage of her low center of gravity.
One way to put it.
Now, Britt Baker thrown back in the ring to the waiting arms of B. Priestley. Shoulder capture, suplex 2. No! Akira Maeda style from B. Priestley.
Akira Maeda was one bad dude, man. Still is, I think.
Yeah, B. Priestley, one bad woman.
Yes.
As Britt Baker has found out, but Shoko Nakajima up on the top rope. Looking to take flight with a huge senton. Hook of the leg, 1, 2. Riho there, the stop to break it up.
Aubrey Edwards all over that. What a fantastic official, by the way.
Yeah, she had a close eye on the shoulders of Britt Baker, and Riho bringing Baker over to the corner. And again, this is, we see the team of Priestley and, the running knee strike to the back of the head. The cerebral cortex of B. Priestley, 2. Priestley kicks out. The team of Nakajima and Priestley working together much better as a tag team unit than Riho and Baker are.
Yeah, it's taken them a little bit of time. Maybe right here, though, maybe we'll see something. Finally, these two working together well, unless Shoko Nakajima has something to say about it.
Yeah,
right
Nakajima
now.
cutting off Riho, hanging on to her boot as Baker and Priestley battling inside the ropes. Things have just absolutely broken down. Priestley shoving off Baker, but left herself open for a shot to the side of the head. And now Baker with the DDT. 1, 2, no! B. Priestley kicks out.
Gotta wonder, is this one going to time limit?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Hey, fans want this one to go on forever. They are loving it. Our women's division is amazing, and so soon on our social media we'll be announcing what's going on with the women's title, Excalibur.
Nobody home there for Riho as B. Priestley tags out to Nakajima. Nakajima building up a full head of steam, coming in with a running shot across the jaw. Riho, though, running knee strike! Northern Lights suplex, turning the tables on Shoko Nakajima!
With that bridge. I mean, that's perfection.
Riho very nearly put away Shoko Nakajima with that Northern Lights suplex, her own finishing maneuver. Now Riho, diving stomp! 1, 2, 3, no!
Oh my goodness.
So close! 2.99! Riho hits the ropes. Nakajima with that falling lariat.
And that was pure desperation. I mean, seriously.
Absolute. Absolute desperation there by Shoko Nakajima. She's looking for the double underhook. DDT!
Oh.
Just planting Riho on the top of her head. Now Shoko Nakajima headed up top, looking maybe for a senton, this time on Riho. Nakajima up to the top rope. The big kaiju. Nobody home. Oh, running knee strike to the back of the head, Riho. Oh no, step up, work on Rana, reversal. 1, 2, 3. Oh!
That's it.
Shoko Nakajima.
Whoa.
What an
This match.
incredible
The
victory.
team of Steve Bruce Lee and Shoko Nakajima.
Oh my.
Britt Baker and Riho were the absolute favorites in the women's division, but now I think
Not
things
anymore.
have just been completely upended, Alex.
Oh, this whole division is now turned on its head. This is ridiculous. Shoko Nakajima, what a debut here along with B. Priestley.
And we see Nakajima, the agility, her lower stature really causing problems for Britt Baker. And now the teamwork. That was the X factor in this match. They function better as a team. But Riho and Baker functioning so well as individuals. This women's division, Alex, as you mentioned, a very, very interesting mix of talent. That foot stomp, just vicious. And here we see, this is what secured the victory for Shoko Nakajima. That step up for Kanrana, and now Priestley and Baker going at it.
Told you.
We saw a little bit this at Fyter Fest after Nyla Rose was defeated by Riho, and she mixed it up with Yuka Sakazaki, and so some very, very fiery tempers here.
I'm with the crowd. Let them fight. I want to see this. Can we go some more here?
Aubrey Edwards pleading with the victors to make their way to the back, trying to keep the order.
Hey, listen, by the way, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the action here tonight at Fight for the Fallen. Trust me, if you have not ordered internationally, go to Fight TV, press the button, get it done. It's just that simple. And of course, we are streaming in the US and Canada on BR Live. Tell you, if you have friends who are wrestling fans, it's free in BR Live. Go ahead, tell them about it. They would love to see this action. If they're not a fan anymore, they will become one after watching AEW.
As we mentioned at the top of the hour, this show, Fight for the Fallen, for a great cause here in Jacksonville, Florida. The Victims Assistance Advisory Council, VAAC, helping the victims of gun violence that were involved in the Jacksonville landing shooting. And let's send it back to Jen Decker for finally some words from super bad Kip Sabian.
Jen Decker here with Kip Sabian. Kip, it's a pleasure to be here with you this evening.
It is even better to be here with you, Jen, but just want to correct you just real quickly. It's not just here with Kip Sabian. You're here with super bad Kip Sabian. I mean, I'd really love to hear you give that a go.
I just don't think I can do that justice.
I think you can. Come on, just give me one.
Maybe another time. But I have to ask you, a lot of people are saying Hangman Page is the heavy favorite coming into tonight's match. Are you feeling like an underdog at all in this?
Okay, so I thought that's probably where the interview was going to go. It's not your fault. I understand. A lot of people seem to think that going into this match, it's all Adam Page, and that Kip Sabian's just in it just to fill a spot. But I didn't come into this company just to sit back, cash my checks, watch what was going on in AEW, and be happy to say, hey, I'm part of the roster. No. I came into this company to prove that I'm not just the best from my country, I'm one of the best in the world. Hangman Page is also one of the best, but I don't feel like an underdog at all. I feel like I've got a point to prove. That's probably how I'd explain it.
Would a victory over Hangman Page, in your mind, put you in talks for a title shot down the line?
I mean, I'd like to think so. That would probably be the way that it would go. I mean, there's just something I'd really like to address. So, Adam, this is directed at you. Now, I have no animosity towards you at all. Outside of the ring, no animosity. But what I have got a problem with is the fact that it seems that because you're a member of the elite, all of a sudden everything gets handed. And I know that you've worked for it, but there's the preferential treatment that's coming in there. Like at the Jacksonville rally, you say, I'm going to be the first AEW champion, and then you're in the first championship match. You seem to be forgetting exactly who I am coming into this match. All you want to talk about is Chris Jericho. All you want to talk about is All Out. You don't seem to want to talk about, apart from maybe one tweet saying, Kip's a good wrestler, which you're correct, by the way. I hope you win that match with Jericho that you can't stop talking about. I really do. Because once you win that match, I'll be first in line for that belt after I beat you tonight. And I can't wait. Bring your best, Hangman. Bring it. Because I'm ready. I just hope you are.
Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of wrestling, Jim Ross.
Well, Alex, I had no idea that Jacksonville was Sooner country.
It is now. And listen, he is now the dean of professional wrestling. The late, great Gordon Soley, who's called many a match here in Jacksonville, Florida before, once had that title. But listen, Jim Ross has he's earned it. I mean, he is just simply the best at what he does, and I am just honored to be able to work with this man here. And joining us again here at the announce table. He'll set himself up with those headsets, and we'll dive right into this one. JR, great to see you. You're looking splendid as usual. Love the golf shirt, by the way. We all got the memo. Yeah. Looking pretty sharp here.
Well, JR getting his headset adjusted while we are just a few minutes shy of Fight for the Fallen. A tremendous event benefiting such a great cause. So much action still to come here tonight.
All right, boys, let's pick this thing up. Let's get it rolling here, folks. We got a hell of a show coming your way on BR Live, Fight, wherever you may be around the world. This is going to be a show that folks are going to be talking about before they go to bed tonight, I guarantee you. As X said, some big-time matchups featured one of maybe the greatest tag team matchup, at least in my view, that I can remember calling it in years.
Well, you have the best tag team in the world right now, the Young Bucks, taking on a team that many people never thought they would see together again, the Brotherhood, Dustin and Cody.
Well, something's got to give. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. The question is, who's it going to be? And that's not the only big match we have here tonight. We know that Chris Jericho is scheduled to be here tonight. Who knows what's going to happen around him?
Well, right, and we know, think about this. Chris with a little bit of an advantage. He's heading into that AEW World title match fresh, right? Didn't have to wrestle tonight. Hangman Page, not so much. He's got to face Kip Sabian, and we just saw a very different Kip Sabian than the one that we've seen. All fun and games is super bad. No. Kip Sabian with a message saying that Hangman Page preferential treatment, Jim. I'll tell you, this is a different Kip Sabian we're seeing tonight.
And an opportunity for Kenny Omega to get, believe it or not, folks, in the AEW singles win column.
Who would have thought that Kenny Omega would be winless in singles competition, and what a first victory it would be for him to have it come over CIMA. Japanese legend, a man that they have traveled parallel paths, but those paths have never crossed until tonight here in Jacksonville. But CIMA, 2 weeks ago at Fight for the Fallen, picked up a tremendous victory over the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. And so, I mean, if he picks up a victory over Omega, that's got to put him right at the top of the title picture.
And this is an organization where wins and losses count. And we'll talk more about that in our show coming up. But Alex, can you imagine it's taken this long for Kenny Omega to perhaps earn his first singles win here?
Well, we got to give Chris Jericho some credit, though, right? He took care of business, off at, Double or Nothing. But then we saw a very different Kenny Omega at Fyter Fest. Yeah, he had a fun time, dressed up like a video game character, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, taking out a pound of flesh on Jon Moxley. And that match is coming up at All Out in Chicago. Going to be a great one, but he's got to get through CIMA first, and if he wants to remain relevant in the AEW title hunt.
Well, folks, we'll tell you all about All In on August 31st in Chicago. All about that in the show. This is a live pro wrestling show. You're not going to want to miss it. brlive.com is where you want to head, and we'll join you there.
Yep, Fight TV also internationally, Jim, so important. Our fans, especially such a great response in the UK. If you want to see Superbad Kip Sabian tonight, you got to check it out. That match against Hangman Page is a huge one.
And we'll be back, folks, live from right here in Jacksonville. Don't you go away. Stay with us.
We have watched with bated breath.
Physicality, intensity, no fear, the passion.
We have sat nervously on the edge of our seats and screamed.
This is taking high risk to a whole new level.
Because they have made us feel again.
The intensity here goes up every time we're out here.
They have made us remember what it's like to be a fan.
The action,